Okay, so in one of the last videos, I talked about how the truck got hit. This is scraped, you can't see it, and the taillight got broken. So now that's 2 for 2. I already fixed one taillight, and I'm going to show you guys how to fix this taillight. I think I came up with a pretty cool way to do it. I got a trick I have never seen or heard of before. But I'm going to show it to you guys in this video. And I haven't tried it yet, but I think it's going to work pretty good. So first things first, we're going to make strings of glue across the hole in the taillight, if you have one. And I made this mistake on my last one. Make sure you're not using yellow glue. I ended up using this stuff, not realizing there's different colors of glue. This is what we need, the clear stuff. Had no idea this existed. Tactical. Oh shit. Oh, ow, ow, ow. So much pain. Ow. Oh, it started dripping on the counter. I burnt the shit out of myself. Oh. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go, this is the hole. We're gonna go across the hole with the glue and let it harden so that it gives us a base for the epoxy lay on. So this doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be across. You can make this as good or as shitty as you want. I'm gonna lick my finger to press it down a bit. So most of the hole is taken care of now, and the epoxy will have a place to lay instead of just dripping down in through the taillight. So it's a crack on this side we're gonna have to address as well. So you can see here the hot glue did a great job. So it's binding the cracks together. So that basically allows us to hold it in place, and then the epoxy, where it's so liquid at first, it won't fall between the cracks, it won't just flow away. So that's a pretty bad crack. So here it is, laid out. It's all cleaned up, for the most part. So the tricky part about this repair is that it's on the red plastic. So I put some hot glue in it as a base, like I showed you guys. Now what I need to do is cover this over and hopefully make it look good. So here is the trick. What we're gonna do is we're going to put regular epoxy on this. I got Gorilla Glue. I really like their products. And we're gonna mix red acrylic paint in. Now it has to be acrylic, don't know why, but from my research, acrylic paint will mix with this if you use the right amount, not too much. It'll retain its strength, and it should color it red. Now let's just see how it works. So to use epoxy, you're going to first coat the surface you're using, so that it doesn't absorb what you're actually mixing. You're going to use equal parts of both the hardener and the resin. And then once you get that mixed, you're going to add 1 to 10, but we're going to experiment a bit. And just pretty much just put red in until it looks the way it should. They recommend 1 to 10 paint to glue. But we're gonna give this a try and just make it look how we need it to look, because looks is more important than strength right now. After you do that, you're gonna apply it to the taillight. Make sure it's coated well and it gets in all the cracks and all the seams. Epoxy will level itself out, flatten itself out. The bubbles will come out on its own. It's a pretty liquidy material. And then you just leave it in a dry place. Warm is better, for 24 hours, and when you come back it should be a nice glossy surface, hard and ready to go. So I put way too much red paint on this. I way underestimated how much paint it would take to get the red tint. Yeah, this is why I'm doing it with you guys first, so that you don't make mistakes like this. So what I'm doing here now is I'm pushing the resin into the cracks so that it gets a good seal. You guys can't see, but I'm gonna get the bottom as well. So now we don't need a lot. So now what I'm doing is I'm taking all the excess off, wiping it off on our platter. So basically all you need is a thin layer in between the cracks so that it bonds the plastic together, gives it its strength back, and restores that glossy finish of the taillight so that it's not such an eyesore. Alright, that should settle and dry nicely. Just going to smooth it out with my finger. Alright, it's looking nice and smooth, it's looking good. Alright, that's it. I got it smoothed out, you can see it's looking a lot better, and we'll see what it looks like when it's dry. So this is what it looks like after, and it's not perfect, but it's not cured yet either. So what you can do is you can take some 600 grit and work your way up to 2000 grit and sand it, make it nice and smooth, and you shouldn't be able to tell that it's there. Most importantly, there's no longer a hole in the taillight, and it looks good, it's waterproof so that the taillight will continue to function like it should. Yeah, so this truck was parked on the side of the street, and is parked well over to the side as close as you can get to the curb. And yeah, so the story goes, my girlfriend comes up and says, "You got 2 tickets on your windshield." And I was like, 2? Why would I get 2? Like, I know that the maybe the license plate wasn't from there, or I didn't have the sticker on it, or something like that. And I know, like, I was parked over the 2-hour limit that they set, so I mean, I expected 1, but 2, I was like, what the hell? So anyways, so I grabbed my keys right away, go down there. Sure enough, there's 2 pieces of paper on the windshield, but they're in 2 different places. And I mean, you wouldn't get 2 tickets anyways. They'd give you 1 ticket with a laundry list of shit you did wrong. And anyway, so I look at this, and it's a different piece of paper. It's a note with someone's name on it saying that they hit my truck. And on the note it said they didn't think they did any damage. And I looked, and there wasn't much, you know, it was just scraped a little bit, some scratches, some clear coat surface, could have been buffed out, no problem. But here's the kicker. I didn't notice the rest of the damage, which is the taillight. Now on a normal vehicle, or a vehicle of yesteryear, it wouldn't be a big deal. Taillight's like $200-300 bucks, you swap it out, that's it. These taillights are over $1,200 Canadian. They are stupid expensive for shitty pieces of plastic that don't do anything. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. They're LED, you know, like LED, it's an old technology. You could get that for years. I don't know why they cost so much for shitty pieces of plastic. Now, the radar is in them, but the radar comes out 2 bolts. So once again, I don't know what's costing $1,300. So I get this note, and anyways, so that's in the works of being done through insurance and all that. But I got to keep running. This truck has to keep making money. For those of you who don't know, I run a trucking company with this truck. So yeah, that needs to be fixed. It needs to be made waterproof, and it needs to just last long enough until that gets done. So the reason I said 2 for 2 is the first taillight on the other side, I was putting a floor jack in, what they would use to lift vehicles. I was putting a floor jack in, and I just barely touched the taillight. Now, mind you, the jack was about 90 pounds. But yeah, the cable got in the way for the tailgate, and I just touched it with one of the wheels on the floor jack, and it cracked it, put a hole in it. So that's it. 2 fixed taillights, and I think it's really gonna hold up. So guys, I hope that helps you. I hope you get your taillights fixed if that's why you're watching. And yeah, that's it. So check out my Instagram, danger_industries, and if you like these videos, make sure to subscribe, turn the notification bell on, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. You guys, you have a good day.